So when you've completed your hours and you're ready and you've done your studies and you're ready to take the school exam, what are my next steps? You go to any of the pages on our website, Career Path Academy, and you'll see down here the salesperson school exam registration, and you're going to click on that, salesperson school exam registration. And you're going to fill out the documentation that's needed. So if you scroll down all these are instructions that tell you about the school exam, how to prepare for it, the cost of it. It's $20 for every 2 attempts to take the school exam. Pay that by Zelle, or you can pay it by PayPal or credit card, what have you. It gives you 2 attempts. And then this is the link to start it here on that same page, or once again, in the menu here on the left, start the salesperson school exam. You're not going to be able to start it right away. As you can see, it says register for the school exam on this page. Step 2, pay for the school exam. Step 3, start the school exam. But it says after paying and registering for the school exam, I have to enter you into our exam system, which is it's hosted by some third party that funnels it into our website. So even though you're taking the exam on our website, it's actually being funneled in through some programming. It's coming to our website here. So I have to manually go to that website and enter you after I verified your hours and that you paid for the course and the exam. Then I will enter you into that exam system. The point is, you cannot just immediately register, pay, and then start the exam. So if you wanted to start it a little bit quicker, call me or text me, okay, to let me know that you did the exam registration and payment and that you want me to enter you into the system. Otherwise, I have to check my emails. When I get around to checking my emails, I see that you registered, then I'll look you up and take care of everything. If you want a more immediate response, I could take care of it. If you let me know that you did this, I will go there. You just send me an email to victor@careerpathacademy.com with your name and what class you were in. Don't just say salesperson class. You'd have to say it like this. I was in, because this is a day class, you were in SPD dash, and then what was your start date? Your start date was 05/02/2022, right?
Yeah.
So that's how you would specify it on the exam. If you were the evening class, you would say SPD dates. For weekend class, SPW dash the dates. Okay, so that's how you would register for the school exam. You would then send your payments. Zelle is best. It saves the school. We don't have any costs. Zelle doesn't charge us anything for that. That would be the best preferred way. But you could send it by PayPal or use the shopping cart for PayPal or Venmo here, or which is a PayPal company too, I guess. And you could use your credit card or debit card as well. So you would select from this list here, the drop-down list. You would select right here, salesperson exam online 2 attempts. Okay, and then you would add that to the cart, or PayPal has something called pay later you can do, but that's only for things that are over $99 if you were to pay for the whole class that way. Now, if you're past 6 months, we give you 6 months to start the class, finish your studies, and pass the exam. If you should go over 6 months with that, we allow a one-time extension for an additional 6 months from your original start date. So then you would have to do a 6-month extension plus the exam fee. So over here would be $120, okay, for us to still certify your hours. All right. And then you do that, you fill out this enrollment form. It should populate your page. You see it's like in a framed window here. You're going to fill this out with all the information that we ask of you. Go through it. It'll be 4 pages. You only need to do this once. So if you fail the school exam, hopefully you pass it the first attempt. But if you fail it, you need to take the exam again. You don't need to fill out this form again. All you need, even if you fail it a second time and you need to take it a third time, you don't have to fill out this form again. You only need to fill it out once. All right. And once you've done that, you could take the school exam the second time if you needed to, just by clicking on Start the Salesperson School Exam. Okay, so you click on this, start the salesperson school exam. It'll take you to this page that shows you all the details. You have 4 hours. There is a time limit. You have 4 hours to take the exam. If you need to go back and forth within the exam, do not use the browser's buttons to navigate the exam. There will be a forward and back button in the test itself to go back and forth between the questions. If you hit back, it may kick you out of the exam. If it does, try to just go back in and re-enter the exam. If for some reason it doesn't allow you back in, let me know, and I could one time only send you a resume link. It'll allow me to send you a generated resume link and send it to you one time, okay? So you would come down here, make sure you have no other windows open when you're taking the exam, okay? Don't have any screen recording devices or anything like that on. This thing will monitor your computer to see if you have any devices that are open, and it'll report back if it allows the exam to even start. I'm not sure if it'll allow you to take the exam with those devices open or if it just makes note of it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but don't do that because that's cheating. Okay. Okay, so let's see. You're going to enter your email address in here only after I entered you into the test system, and then you click continue. It'll ask you several questions about what class you were in again. It's not going to ask a whole lot, just like 3 or 4 questions. And then it goes right into the exam. And you take the exam right here on this page. Okay. And then when you're done with the exam, it immediately gives you your grade and sends me an email letting me know that you passed or you did not pass. And I have the results that it emails to me. Okay. If you should take it, if you should need to take it a second time, you don't need to go filling out the registration form again. You just come back to this page to start the exam again. And you could put in your email address and do this again to start it and take the exam again. If you don't pass twice, you have to go back and pay for the exam again, another $20 for an additional 2 attempts. You do not need to fill out that registration form again, though. Okay? Everybody get that so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after you pass the school exam, what do you do after you pass the school exam? Well, I will email you your completion certificate and I will upload your information to PSI's testing system. All right. When I upload your information, so I'm going to upload your information to PSI's testing system, and I will email you your school completion certificate, which will also act as your school transcript. If you ever want to go get licensed in another state, you could use that school transcript, your school completion certificate as your transcript to get a waiver for the education requirement in the other state. And then you could just go right to filling out whatever application or requirement that they have after submitting that transcript. And you could just take the exam in their state, whichever state you're going to go to, if they allow that.
And fingerprints, when do we do that?
Okay, so for fingerprinting, you would go to the Real Estate Commission's fingerprinting page, which the link was in chapter, I think it was in chapter 2, at the end of chapter 1 or 2. And either way, I'm going to email it to you with your completion certificate, your fingerprinting instructions. It'll take you to this page here. I'm going to send this to you right now in the chat window as well. All right. But it takes you to this page for the fingerprinting. Now, as you could see, the very first thing, even though it says real estate license candidate fingerprinting, it shows you about testing. Okay, here's the link to register for state exam after you pass the school exam, but only after I upload your information to PSI. PSI will send you the same very link here that says psiexams.com/NJRE. Here, I'll copy and paste this as well for you in the chat window. All right. So when you click on this link, I'm going to open it in a separate window. It forwards you to here, a little different link. And as you can see, it's opening up something on PSI's website. Now, you have to first create a PSI account to schedule the exam. So first step, click on sign up. You need to create a password for their website with a login for yourself. Then you schedule the exam if you're going to do it in person. Or you could also take the exam online now. Let me see if they, oh, so you got to log in first. We can't go any further. I can't show you any further information about that. So you could first select whether you want to take it online or in person. You can take these exams online now as well. The link to PSI, okay, that's different. Practice. Okay, so do this. You can search their locations if you want to take it in person somewhere, and then you have to schedule an exam date for the available time slots that they have available. Don't be late, and make sure you bring 2 forms of ID with at least 1 government issued photo ID that's not expired. Okay, if you take it online, you're going to have to make sure that it's clear in front of your camera and not blurry, and put that ID and snap a picture for the camera. You're going to follow the instructions online. Make sure that if you're taking the state exam online through PSI's exam online service, your camera and the volume must be on. It has to be on. You cannot take the state exam without your video camera being on, with the audio being on. They're going to record it while you're taking the exam. You cannot be having conversations on a cell phone. Don't pick up a cell phone. Don't have any recording devices in the room. Don't talk to anybody. Nobody should enter that room with you when you're taking the exam. So let your people in your household know that you're taking an exam and not to enter the room. You can't talk to them. If they hear sounds through the recording, so nobody's going to be sitting there watching you live. But when they do record your video and audio while you're taking your exam, they fast forward through it and they see if there's any weird movements, or you're looking off to the side a lot, or you're talking. You know, somebody's gonna in person review it. And if they give cause to believe that you're cheating during the exam, your exam's not going to count, and they're going to require you to come in and take it in person if you want to do it. Okay, just a heads up. That's how it works. Now, back to so that was the link for the taking the exam online. So you could take it remotely or in person. This is the Real Estate Commission's website where you're seeing this. Now, next step is you go down to here where it says fingerprinting. See, this one page has the information for all this. You're going to need to open up this universal fingerprinting form. So click on that. It's going to open it up. It's a PDF form. Give it a second to open up, sorry. So this is the universal fingerprinting form. Everybody can see this. It has all kinds of codes here. Now, if you're having trouble, if you go to their website and it asks you to answer certain questions and you're not sure what, because the question may be worded in a weird way, they're asking you to fill out all the information you see on this form. I know one of the things was weird. I'm not sure if it was the one pertaining to race or something else. So they have it worded differently. It's really weird. But you know what? As you answer the questions in the registering for the fingerprinting on their website, you see how each one of these fields are numbered? Each section that asks you a question will correspond to the number here, so you know exactly what to fill in. You need to print out this form and take it with you to the fingerprinting center for your appointment, okay? And at the bottom of this form, the person who's taking your fingerprints will fill this out. They'll put in a PCN number, and they'll also give you what looks like a cash register receipt. Do not throw it away. You need to send that in along with this form, along with the paperwork that the PSI testing center gives you when you pass your state exam, that your broker has to fill some paperwork out from the PSI center after you pass the exam, and then you have something to sign there. Then this fingerprinting form, the person at the fingerprinting center fills this info out at the bottom. You fill out all this information. You can get fingerprinted even though you don't know who your employer is yet. Okay. You're just getting the fingerprinting out of the way. You don't need to give them an answer yet on who the employer is because you may not know yet because you're still interviewing with brokers. Okay. So you could fill this in later before you send it in. But in order to send it into the state to get your license, you'll have to know who your broker is that you're going to be going to. So at that point, you could fill in this information. This service code you see up here, this 2F1FTK, and you see it again here, you're going to need this. So if you copy that, you click here on the enroll.IdentoGO. This will take you to the website where you can register and pay for the fingerprinting online. Now you have to go to the fingerprinting center in person to actually get the fingerprinting. It'll open up eventually. It'll go there. There we go. All right. And it says enter your service code to get started. So that's that service code that I just copied, and I'm pasting it right here. Okay. So now you're going to click on going there to get to that. And it automatically knows you're for the New Jersey salesperson, broker, or salesperson's fingerprinting. So this way they know to route that information, the results of the fingerprinting, to the real estate commission. Okay. Apparently they say submit a fingerprinting card by mail. I don't know if you could do that for New Jersey though. I think it has to be at one of the fingerprinting centers. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. So schedule or manage an appointment, what to bring to your enrollment, and to locate their fingerprinting centers. So let's click on see what we need to bring. You need to bring, let's see, if you're born in the United States, it asks about your citizenship and country of citizenship, even though in New Jersey, we're a sanctuary state, you could be here illegally in the United States and still get a professional license. How it goes about filling out these things, we'll just fill out the questions according to whatever it asks. I don't know what the Real Estate Commission's process is going to be on this now, because even though politicians pass the laws that allow people who are illegally in the United States, New Jersey says, well, you could legally be in our state. So I don't know how they're going to go about their process for licensing. You have to communicate with them on that. So anyway, we click on that. Then it tells you what are the acceptable documents. So if you're a Canadian's driver's license, non-commercial, commercial driver's license issued by a state or outlying possession of the US, commercial driver's license permit, driver's license permit, paper to temporary license, as long as it's got a picture on it. Driver's license issued by the state or outlying possessions of the US, employment authorization or documentation card. I guess one of these may be one of those identities, acceptable forms of ID. Enhanced driver's license, enhanced tribal card for Indian reservation people, foreign driver's licenses with Mexico and Canada only. Oh, they accept Mexican licenses now. Previously it was only New Jersey or Canada. All right, government ID with a seal or logo from the governmental agency, merchant marines, permanent resident card, photo ID waivers for minors. Then again, you can't get your real estate license if you're a minor, so forget about that. That's stupid. State ID card for outlying possessions or US passport or visa. A visa has to be US. It could only be a US one. And those are the only forms of ID. And then you just click through here and follow all their directions to register for the fingerprinting. All right. And after you get all your pass the exam, school exam, pass the state exam, you get fingerprinted, you send in the paperwork, you affiliate with a broker to send the paperwork into the state to get your license. When can you work? Well, you can work when your name is showing in the Real Estate Commission's website. So if you go to tinyurl.com/NJRE license search, okay, that's that shortcut that I made up. that will point you to this much longer link on the Real Estate Commission's website. There you go. When your name is showing in this database, put your last name first, comma, first initial. That would be good enough. And then look through all the results. When your name is showing there, now you know your license. So Kaminsky, comma, V, that's me. I put in comma V because there's a bunch of Kaminskys. It's a common name, at least to have a couple pages worth of them. You know, if you have other names that are more common, forget about it. You probably have tens of thousands of names in this database from people that have been licensed and maybe even died long ago, you know, but they're still showing as an inactive license in the database then. So Kaminsky V, and look, boom, it only comes up me, apparently. And when you see this, the reference number, that's your license number, make note of it. Because then you could go and print out your pocket cards or have your brokers print them out for you. We went over those links when we were back in chapter 1. All right. You should still have them. You could also go to the class links Word document. I have all those links there, or you could download the slideshows and get the links from there. You're going to need your license number, reference number to print out your pocket card, which you're required by law to carry with you anytime you're conducting business. And that may be an exam question too on the state exam. This other number here with the EMP, that's for your employer's reference number. That's the brokerage license number, okay? This is your license number. When you're showing as actively licensed, then and only then you could start working in real estate. And congratulations. And I hope you have a great, successful career and keep in touch. All right. Good luck, guys.